All right, let's talk about a massive challenge. Imagine you've been told to upgrade the entire broadcast system for a country, but here's the catch. You can't turn it off, not even for a second. That's exactly what broadcasters are facing with the move from ATSC 1.0 to the new 3.0 standard. So how are they pulling it off? Let's break it down. Now, the information we're digging into today comes straight from the experts. This is part 8 of a big 10-part tutorial called ATSC 1.0 versus ATSC 3.0, Technical Comparison and Business Implementation for Broadcast Professionals. It's all based on a really comprehensive report by Virtualization Options LLC, and we're zeroing in on Chapter 8, which is all about the transition strategy. So what is the core problem here? Well, think of it like this. How do you completely replace a massive, heavily used bridge without closing it to traffic for even a minute? It sounds impossible, right? But that's the puzzle broadcasters are solving right now, and we're going to take a look at their playbook. To really get our heads around their solution, we're going to follow a pretty clear path. First, we'll lay out the dilemma itself. Then, we'll look at the rules of coexistence, basically what makes this transition even possible. From there, we'll dive right into the step-by-step migration plan, and finally, we'll talk about the long road that's still ahead. Okay, so, the dilemma. That bridge metaphor is just perfect, because it really highlights the stakes. You're literally building a brand new, super high-tech bridge, right next to the old one, that everyone is still using. Any mistake, any disruption, and millions of viewers, your daily traffic, are just left with a blank screen. No pressure, right? On one side, you've got ATSC 1.0. It's the established, reliable standard that's serving every single viewer right now. On the other side, you have ATSC 3.0. I mean, this is the future. We're talking 4K, streaming to mobile devices, interactive IP services. But here's the kicker. They don't speak the same language. A new 3.0 signal is complete gibberish to an old 1.0 television. That creates this fundamental divide you have to bridge. So you might be thinking, wait a minute, if the two systems are totally incompatible, how can they possibly exist in the same market at the same time? Well, it turns out there's a foundational set of rules, let's call them the rules of coexistence, that make this whole thing possible. What's pretty amazing is that even though they're incompatible on the surface, they share this common DNA underneath. They both operate in the same 6 MHz channels, they both follow the exact same FCC framework, and they have similar power limits and interference rules. This shared technical bedrock is what allows a 1.0 signal and a 3.0 signal to exist side by side without creating chaos. Okay, so with that foundation in place, we can now look at the actual playbook for the future. This is the practical, step-by-step game plan that stations can use to actually make the move over to ATSC 3.0. All right, if there is one single word you need to remember from all of this, it's simulcasting. It's exactly what it sounds like. Broadcasting the exact same programming on both the old 1.0 and the new 3.0 channels at the exact same time. This is the absolute, non-negotiable key to making sure that not a single viewer gets left behind during the upgrade. The migration itself actually happens in 3 really distinct phases. First up is the service launch. You just turn on the 3.0 signal, but it's basically just a mirror of your existing 1.0 content. Then comes the fun part, the feature rollout. This is where you start adding all the cool stuff, the 4K, the interactive apps, to give people a reason to upgrade. And the final step is a long-term evaluation, where you're constantly watching the audience to figure out when it's finally safe to turn off that old 1.0 signal for good. And that brings up a really crucial point. This is not just flipping a technical switch. It is a strategic marathon. A successful transition takes years of careful business planning, marketing to convince your viewers to upgrade their TVs, and a massive, massive engineering effort behind the scenes. This brings us to our final section, the long road ahead. And a huge reason it's such a long road is that this whole transition is fundamentally different from the last big one we all went through. You probably remember the switch from analog to digital back in 2009, right? That was mandated by the government. You had to do it. Well, this time, the move to ATSC 3.0 is completely voluntary. For stations, that's great because it offers a ton of flexibility to move at their own pace. But it also introduces a huge amount of market uncertainty. And that uncertainty means success is not a given. The report we're drawing from is crystal clear on this. It says that navigating this requires constant vigilance. Stations have to monitor what's happening in the market, be willing to adjust their strategy on the fly, and maintain really strict financial discipline for a transition that could take many, many years. So when you boil it all down, the key takeaway is that building the future of television, Well, it isn't a project. It's a long journey. And the real question for every broadcast professional out there is this: is your station's strategy built not just to start that journey, but to actually survive it and thrive on the other side?